What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rants Red Talk, where we discuss all the topics you send through to me on Twitter. Sponsored by the OneFootball app. As usual, scroll down into the description, download your app for all your up-to-date football news, guys. Also, the latest episode of Bants and Sauce is out now.
I was like, bruv, let me go, blood. I was like, let me go, yeah. I'm here, I'm literally here for about, I say it's about 10 seconds. He's grabbing my neck, he's applying pressure, yeah. And listen, I look in the cage, yeah, I see my brother turn around and we lock eyes in it, yeah. And you can see what happened. I just see him running round in it, yeah. So this is me the whole time. I'm seeing my brother run. I'm like this. I'm like, bro, you're a pussy, blood. What you can't do nothing to me. What I was weak. He goes, are you mad? I was like, bruv, try me. I ain't scared of you. I'm saying all of that only because I see my brothers running around. All I see is this. All I see is, yeah, the hand just get released, blood. Are you dumb? Are you mad? That's my... Fam, listen, they're brethren, you know. They're friends, fam. They're friends, blood. Like, no questions were asked. That's how I know he's got my back, yeah? No questions were asked. They're brethren. And I'm talking from primary school, blood.
Yeah, primary school,
high school.
His mum used to drop me to school.
And he got the pause, fam, yeah? He got the Simba and the Mufasas, blood. He got all of that, fam. You get me? He thought he could touch me, blood. And my iPad, less of that, fam.
Scroll down into the description. Make sure you subscribe to the new Rants and Expressions YouTube channel. When we hit 10k subs, we're going to have a special guest on the show, guys. Big up for the support, for the content. There's going to be plenty more coming. Minimum one a week. And then we're going to start throwing in extra shows as well. All right. Let's get into it. All right, the first one. At Duba L, it says, hashtag Rents Red Talk. Who would you want to couple up with if you were in this year's Love Island? That's funny. This ain't got nothing to do with Man United, but I thought I'll answer it anyway, innit? Because man seeing that I'm tweeting about Love Island, so obviously that's where that's come from, man. It's got to be Leanne, innit? Obviously, man don't really like these fake tanned, orange, sunny delight looking things, bro. Do you know what I mean? With the lip fillers. And the fish things, like, nah, bro, that's not for me, innit? Too many of these guys just look alike right now, innit? So, yeah, bruv, it's an easy one for me. Leanne, fam. All right, let's get into football now. It says, at Shig, can't read the whole thing, but it says the one and only. Should Ollie be sacked for negligence with regards to Rashford? Might have to cut the guy's career short. I don't think not only do Ollie and the staff need to get sacked for negligence, but bro, there's an argument to say that they should be and could be sued. Like, if I was Marcus Rashford's agent, I would sue them. I would, because I'm sure that they've got grounds to sue, because there's no way that that guy should have been allowed to play with a condition like that. And too many times football clubs like to just patch players up and put them out there. There needs to be someone in the medical team that goes against the player's wishes and says, you know what, mate, you're not playing. Because most players, if they feel like they can play, even if they shouldn't, they will choose to play. Most players will do that. There were exceptions like Ian Robin and that. They used to call him sick note and say he's always injured and little things and that he wouldn't play. But that's because he always thought about his health long term, which is why Ian Robin played into his late 30s. Because when he felt little problems, he waited till he was fully recovered to play, and he got criticised for that throughout his career. But look at his career. It's been a long one. So I think he could definitely, I think they deserve to be sacked. But there's an argument to say that these men need to be sued as well, because it's not even a joke. I mean, even when I was playing, bro, like, there was a few times I took a few injections and that before I finally stopped playing, when I really shouldn't have taken the injections. But I was at a point where, like, I needed to keep playing because things were starting to go very well for me. Do you know what I mean? Certain moves were looking to materialise and I needed to be playing. Rashford's not in a position where he has to rush back. So I think he should take his time, probably take the rest of the season off, because that's what it's looking like. He's got his contract secured. He's getting his money anyway. He needs to think about his long-term future. He might even miss the Euros now. So I'd say that not only do they need to be sacked, but there's an argument that these men should be sued. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, the Green Devil. Name me another club that spends 890 million in 6 years and relies on academy players as the core of the team, then hires the academy coaches an academy manager and gets the fans thinking it's a good idea. We've had it. That is an amazing way to put it, you know. I've never actually thought about that because obviously Solskjaer was the academy manager in 08. And it's true. You got Nicky Butt there, then you've got Michael Carrick, Kieran McKenna, Mike Phelan. We have literally got the whole academy set up, bruv. And then on top of that, Mike Phelan's a failed manager. And Carrick and McKenna have never managed at the top level. It's actually a joke, innit? I never really looked at it like that. But you're completely right. The more that I think about it, because I haven't thought about it, I just look at everything and think this is a joke. But when I've analysed what these men have done, it's cut back city, blood. These men are saving money in every possible way. Whether it's with the players, whether it's with the staff they've hired. I wouldn't be surprised if they've cut corners and hired rubbish medical staff as well, which is the reason why Pogba's getting his own people to look after him. And again, that's another thing that Pogba got criticised for, yeah. He got criticised for when he had a second opinion from his own people. Clearly now we can see why he doesn't trust the medical staff at the club. So I think quite a few people owe him an apology, to be honest. Not that they will, but yeah, it's an absolute shambles. All of that money spent. And that is why when people say, oh, it took Liverpool 30 years, Liverpool never spent nearly £1 billion on players in that time. They didn't. So our spending power should not allow it to take 30 years for us to come back. The reason why it won't, is because I do think, as I said on the on the Flex and Rant show, I do think the Glazers will be forced to sell, whether it's because the revenue starts slowing down or because fans apply pressure. Like I also said on the show, like man's down to do a mass walkout and a protest. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the right people, the people with a decent following online just need to hit me up and we can organise it properly. Like differences aside, I don't care if you're Ollie in, Ollie out, Pogba in. I don't care about any of these things. I don't even care if you like me or not, bruv. Like, do you know what I mean? If you don't like me, yeah, and you're one of them big Twitter accounts, I probably don't like you either, like, and that's fine, innit? But as I said, it's about the club, innit? So yeah, let me know what you think about that academy stat. That's actually worrying. I didn't even clock that. You know when something's right in front of your face and you just overlook it because yeah, your head's just fried. At United _season 10. If you could make any free signings in the summer, who would they be? And also love the new Bants and Sauce episode. Links in the description, people. Make sure you sub to our channel and go watch that after this. I would cop I'd cop Ndidi. I'd cop Jadon Sancho. And we need another midfielder. I'm going to go for Jack Grealish because I just like him, innit? I just like Jack Grealish, bro. You know what I mean? I'll get 2 from within the Premier League and then I'll get Sancho because I know Sancho can play there. Let me know your 3 guys. All right. At Anas _488. We all know that the board are the problem, but it's clear that the coaching staff is as well. Why is it that everyone talks about us not having the right players to play an attractive style of football when Brighton, Leeds, Norwich all play better football than us despite having worse players? But this is an argument, bro, that like I've tried to make many, many times, bro. Like when you have a system, players fit into the system. That's what happens. Like it's not about not having the players to play this formation. Not having the players to play a certain style of football. Because when Pep first came in and he had Clichy and them, man, he couldn't play the football he wanted to play to a T, but you could still see what he was trying to do. These men do not have better players than us, but they are coached in a way that they play in a system and they play a certain type of football. Same as Sheffield United even. Sheffield United play a very well-drilled style of football. It's technical and it's physical as well. It's very British in its intensity and its physicality, but there's some nice things, bro. There's some very nice things. I was watching their game yesterday as well, and they played they play some nice little one-touch things, and that comes down to what they're doing in training. As Saeed said, Oli gonna freestyle, blood. It's freestyle football. These man, it almost seems like Oli puts them at training just in teams of 5-a-side and just lets them play 5-a-side. There's no plan, there's no structure. It just always seems like we're always relying on someone to do something. Like there's nothing ever pre-planned about it. So I don't think that the argument for not having the players to play attractive football, like what Ryan Giggs said, we just need an attacking midfielder or something, a creative midfielder and that. Bro, these men are clueless, bro. Again, do you know what I'm saying? As a coach, Ryan Giggs ain't that good either. Now, it's mad that Fergie has not produced one decent manager. He hasn't produced one decent manager, yeah? Like, as a manager, like, no one that's played for him has come out and been a decent manager. Not the British guys, anyway. Like, you've got a very good CEO in Edwin van der Sar. Do you know what I mean? And I think that Daley Blind will make a great coach coming out from under LVG. Pep Guardiola, the people that Pep's worked with, like your what's his rotted name, Ten Hag and all these guys, all the guys that worked under Pep Guardiola will be great coaches and worked alongside him and played underneath him. There'll be some great coaches there. Sir Alex Ferguson hasn't produced one, which is weird. Which is very weird. Let me know why you think that is as well, guys. But yeah, the style of football thing, it can't be put down to the players, because there are many teams with players that wouldn't even get. Bruv, they're just about getting to our under-21 team or under-23 team even. And these men are sourcing us. At Mr. Lewis Archer, Mark Goldbridge made the claim on Sunday that United have no money to spend on players because the revenue facilitates the interest of the debt. Facts. And combine it with financial fair play means we spend what we make, and this limits us in the market onto what we spend on players. Very true. It is. That's a fact. And also, on top of that, you have to realise, a point I also made on the Flex and Rants show, what you have to realise, guys, is, like, for instance, when you sack a manager, you're still paying their salary yearly. So, we're still paying Mourinho. We might have just finished paying Louis van Gaal, and even up to the other day, we were still paying David Moyes as well. So you add their salary, that 8 million a year or whatever these men are on, yeah, you take that, also comes out of the transfer budget as well. And then the Glazers are paying dividends to people. They're definitely taking money out to facilitate other ventures in America and other businesses they have. That's why there's no money, and that's why installments, bruv, come into it, because them man want to pay like a little bit up front and then pay in installments. Even Martial's thing, it wasn't 50 million. We paid 36 million for Martial up front, and then we played it with add-ons. That's why Ed Woodward loves an add-on. That's why I call it installments, bruv, because he likes to stretch transfers, pay a decent bit up front, and then stretch transfers over a specific period of time. But the longer that they do that, it just means that the less money we can spend year on year on year. And that's another reason why Solskjaer's not the right man for the job. Because if you know that you don't want to spend a lot of money, why the hell wouldn't you just bring in a manager that's used to working on a tighter budget, like a Ten Hag or like a Pochettino, that are used to being at teams that don't spend big dough? There was no point bringing in a Mourinho, because Mourinho has spent more money than any manager in the history of football. More money than any manager in the history of football. More than Pep. And Pep's bought more players with that money. So that tells you that Mourinho, unless you're going to spend big money, he ain't the manager for you. So that was a stupid appointment. And it was even more stupid appointment to bring him to Spurs as well, because them man don't spend money either. So I think, yeah, Mark is absolutely 100% spot on, guys. If you've got anything else to add to that in the comment section, feel free to jump in, just in case either me or Mark missed something. At Mr. Max Son, how come Brandon Williams, who isn't a youth prodigy like Greenwood, has started more Premier League games than him? It makes no sense. It's always easier to start a young attacker than young defenders, as there's less pressure, scrutiny and responsibility. Hashtag Rants Red Talk. Facts. But the reason why he starts Brandon Williams, yeah, is because he works hard, innit? When you look at the styles of the footballers, like Brandon runs hard, he's aggressive, he's physical, he's everything that Ollie likes. Same reason why Ollie likes Dan James, innit? That's it. There's no way Dan James should be starting ahead of Mason Greenwood, but he is, because Mason isn't your all action, like, will track back, get stuck in, all of that. Mason is just a pure finisher and an elegant, beautiful footballer, innit? And that don't suit what Ollie likes. That's why Ollie likes Andreas Pereira as well, because he runs around like a headless chicken and kicks people. It's very clear to see the kind of players that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer likes. It's very clear. If you watch the way Manchester United play, if he could have 11 footballers that just ran around, kiss the badge, yeah, he would. And that's why he is, oh man, he's toxic for this club, man. He's toxic for this club. It's a disgrace. When you look at Greenwood's goals to minutes played ratio and stuff like that, yeah, he has to be starting every game. People are like, oh, it's his first season, Ollie needs to blood him in. He's not blooding in Brandon Williams. He's throwing this geezer in at every opportunity, more or less. So, man needs to have the same energy for Greenwood, because Greenwood's way better than him. Most man watching this now never knew who Brandon Williams was this time last year. They didn't know and they didn't care. Everyone knew who Mason Greenwood is. So the fact that Mason ain't getting games, yeah, is purely down to Ollie's preference of style of player, innit? And yeah, that's it, innit? He's got a very old school 90s British way of managing football. And I'm sure after playing under Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho, a lot of these Manchester United players are looking at his coaching methods, looking at him and thinking he's a joke. If we, as fans, are seeing his press conferences and laughing and thinking, yo, this guy's a fool, yeah, imagine what the players think. Do you honestly think that the players are playing for this guy and they respect this guy any more than the fact that he was a Manchester United legend? I could tell you for free that they don't, innit? Because there's no way you can respect him as a man after some of the comments he made after the Liverpool game. He's come out and made even more comments about Rashford's injury, saying, oh yeah, I played with an injury and that's just what you do when you play for this club, pretty much, to paraphrase. Not taking responsibility for the fact that they could have ended Marcus Rashford's season. Like, the guy's an absolute clown, innit? And don't think, yeah, that you're any less of a football fan, yeah, if you call a spade a spade. Solskjaer's a clown. Roy Keane is a clown. There's a lot of ex-Manchester United players. They are clowns, bruv, and that's okay. They were very good servants to the club. You respect their contribution to the club as a footballer, but a lot of their opinions are washed. That's it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the two things are not synonymous. Just because you respect a player for what they've achieved and what they've done for your club don't mean you have to like them as a person, innit? And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a bum, bruv, as a manager. Facts. Let me know what you think in the comment section regarding Brandon and Mason. And last but not least, man like Memphis. 1. How can these top Reds who love the club and ex-players tell us we need to give Ollie time when even rival fans and ex-players like Carragher are telling us nothing suggests him warranting any time? Well, this is what I'm saying. You know what you'll start to notice? When you look in the media, most of these men have an agenda, innit? There's always an agenda. Graham Souness has an agenda against Paul Pogba. Gary Neville has an agenda, yeah, in keeping managers in jobs and that, because he was a failed manager and he probably felt like he needed more time and he was hard done by, so he's like chairman of the Failed Managers Association with Roy Keane. Roy Keane's got an agenda against certain players. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, even when he said, oh, maybe Lampard's getting more time because he's English, this, that and the other, that's probably an agenda, yeah, based on the fact that he is Irish, yeah, and he just feels that, right, English people get preferential treatment over, say, him. But the joke thing is, yeah, Roy Keane's first job, if I remember correctly, was either at Nottingham Forest or Sunderland. I can't remember which one he took first. Roy Keane, as an Irishman, yeah, his first job, because he was a very good footballer, yeah, was at a top team, either a Premier League team or Nottingham Forest, who have European Cups, still a very big club in England. Correct me, you guys, let me know which team he got the job at first. Roy Keane never had to start at like a Macclesfield or something like that. Like, he didn't. Steven Gerrard's first job was a bloody big club. Lampard's first job was a big club in Derby County, and now he's at Chelsea. It's got nothing to do with these men being English, bro. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you played at a high level in football. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You played at a high level in football, so you got a buy. And then there's obvious other reasons why certain other footballers don't have to do that. But we don't need to get into that. So when Roy Keane's saying it's the English thing, it's not the English thing why man are onto Ollie and they're not onto Lampard. It's because Lampard's better than Ollie. Lampard's had 2 seasons in coaching. What he done at Derby, I don't think warranted him getting the Chelsea job. But at the same time, he's a club legend. He plays attractive football or tries to. And he's got Chelsea above Manchester United now without a transfer window. Ollie's been in charge for nearly a year and a half and he's had over 10 years in coaching. So the reason why Ollie's getting stick here is because Ollie's rubbish. It ain't got nothing to do with Lampard being English or whatever. Lampard ain't had a transfer window. So that's Roy Keane's agenda there that he tried to push on Sky Sports. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got a chip on his shoulder for several reasons. But we all knew that about Roy Keane. Bare these men have agendas, innit? When they're saying something about a next man, most of the time they're trying to line something else up for themselves. A lot of these ex-Manchester United players want an ambassadorial role at Manchester United, or they want to get on the coaching staff. They want to get on the payroll, innit? Because they know that their abilities are limited. Not every footballer is going to become a pundit because they don't speak very well. So the most they could hope for, really, is being offered a role at Manchester United because they're going to pay them the most amount of money. So a lot of these men don't want to talk about the Glazers. Whereas Jamie Carragher's an Everton fan and a Liverpool legend. So he don't give a damn about Manchester United. Like, he's got no affiliations to Manchester United. All he knows as Manchester United is the big rival to Liverpool and the club's history. And he's looking at them and he's saying, you know what? No emotions involved. This is a joke, innit? When I look at Manchester United, obviously there's an element of emotion there because I care about the club. But really, I just look at Manchester United like they're any other club on what they've done in the history, bro. Like, and I made the comparisons with like Anthony Joshua. If you're a heavyweight club, a heavyweight world champion club, you don't just hire any Tom, Dick and Harry from Easy Gym to be your coach. You get the creme de la creme. That's it. And then when AJ lost his titles and he wanted to get back to the top again, he hired another top coach to jump in with what he already had. This is what you do, innit, when you want to be the best. That's it. If you want to be the best, you have to hire the best, work with the best. Manchester United have academy coaches littered in the dugout. Littered through the dugout. They haven't got the best people in the world for recruitment. We don't have a director of football. The directors of football out there that have amazing resumes that we could easily go and poach, because who wouldn't want to be the director of football at Manchester United? There's so many things we could do and are not doing, innit? So all of these ex-Manchester United players that claim to love the club and this, that and the other, they love themselves, innit? They're putting the best interests of their future and possibility of working at Manchester United before the real needs of the club. That's a fact, innit? That's not an opinion, it's a fact. We've all seen it. We've all seen it. Bare people getting opportunities to stick it on the Glazers, they haven't done it. To stick it on Woodward, haven't done it. So, that's it, guys. That is it. Like, I don't think there's any debating those points. Let me know if you do want to add something to that. Absolutely. As I said, we're trying to mobilize this thing and get these Glazers out. I'm fully on it. Sack Woodward was trending yesterday. And yeah, we need to keep that going as well. Thanks for watching your Rants Red Talk. Obviously, in the description, as usual, you'll have everything. Fight tickets. The link for the fight tickets are there. I haven't started pushing them yet. I'm going to start pushing them probably end of the week because I know it's payday for most people. But the link for the fight tickets are in there. Your discount code for your clothes is in there. Link for the latest episode of Rants and Sauce, well, Bants and Sauce even, and the Rants and Expressions YouTube channel. Make sure you jump on that, hit the subscribe button, and smash the notifications on as well. As I said, when we hit 10k subs, we're going to get a special guest on the show. But yeah, big up for all the support. And yo, oh, flipping hell, yeah. I'll catch you, man, post-match review, man. It's going to be an interesting one.